preface too. When it comes to free speech, on January 20th, right? Executive order restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship. So the federal government, which who's in the federal government, right? You get the three branches of government. Mostly the executive branch, especially when it comes to officers, agents, or employees. So any of the things that we're seeing now, post September 10th, you know, as the martyr once said, I'm not really quoting him, but I mean in general, I think you would agree. You have the right to debate. Okay? Protecting free speech and all. Same shit that people are saying, except, you know, what you consider as protected speech or not. It's, I mean, if you're gonna weaponize that, that's, I don't know, misinformation, disinformation, malinformation. I don't know, man. Under the guise of combating all that, the federal government infringed on constitutionally protected speech rights of American citizens across the United States in a manner that advanced government's preferred narrative about significant matters of public debate. Government censorship of speech is intolerable in a free society. So, to preface, right, the purpose of this thing is to embolden the First Amendment. And there's the signature that's in that birthday book right there. Pretty similar. I know it's gonna maybe upset a lot of people, but it looks very similar, you know? So responding to the comments here, you can check it out. Asmongold is a fucking retard, right? It's true. When you're saying stupid shit like 90% of the left is the cause for political violence, when we go over in another video, so go check out the lovely comments in that one. But there's a response. It's about 41 minutes long. I go a little bit more in depth there, as well as have some links to at least one of the people that I looked up. And also, we can take a look real quick at the actual statistics and something I noticed today. So, short version in summary, Cato Institute report, when looking at their statistics, there's links up here. I'll put them in the description as well. They're considered libertarian bias when you look it up, but when we even look at the page, so even here, the author is agreeing, at least in this most recent instance, if I can find where he speaks about it regarding his Substack, because I know you can find it and I saw it yesterday. Oh, yep, here's the graphs. I think it was here. Yes, right here. Many of you read my Substack post from Thursday, and this is, mind you, the author of the statistics that I was reviewing. So, to skip by, people are apprehensive about these attacks in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk by a left-wing, politically motivated terrorist. So he already has an opinion, and it's aligning with a lot of the people in the comments from the video that I mentioned before. And I said that even if that is the case, I'm sure there's a more nuanced reason to it. And I can concede that it is what it is. But when we looked at the numbers from this set of data from, what was it, the GTA, or it was from federal sources like the FBI and congressional reports. When you can look more into it yourself. I have links to this, well, not this one, but the reports at least below. And when we go over the data, this is from 1975 to 2025. In total, right ideologically driven, 391. Left ideologically driven, only 65. And this is casualties, right? So not just crimes, but the result of the most serious of crimes when ideologically driven. So in that instance, we did right versus left. So the amount of right over the total when you add just strictly those two up versus the same thing on the left. Since 1975, so 50 years, 86% was on the right. Okay? It's right there. That's the closest to 90 you're getting. Especially when we analyze the rest of the stats and even the growth of, because we can see that left-wing violence has grown, not significantly, but it's a large portion since 2020 has been from left-wing. Not the largest portion, not to conflate, but for the past 50 years compared to the 5, yeah, there's been a rise regarding that. But at the same time, I mean, when you look at the numbers, at first, even within the past 5, the amount from right wing, Jesus, ideologically driven, is 44. 18 for the left. So it's still more than double. And you can see it in that report. So when we did for the last 5 years, from the data from the Cato Institute report, the percentages worked out to 71% versus 29. It's right there. There's no 90. There's no conflating bullshit. It's known throughout so many different agencies, different independent agencies, different government ones, that it's mostly right. You can say that there's an uptick from the left, but this is something that I noticed earlier as well. And before we do that, this is, at least for the Cato Institute, how they considered the statistics specifically. It's quoted from the report itself. Left-wing terrorists murdered 65 people, or about 2% of the total when you're accounting all other ideologies. Left-wing terrorists include those motivated by black nationalism, anti-police sentiment, communism, your favorite word, right? Or socialism, your second favorite word. Animal rights, environmentalism, anti-white ideologies, or other left-wing ideologies. So it spells out for you there a pretty wide net of consideration when it comes to left-wing terrorism and the results of that. And when we look at these numbers to what I found yesterday on Google, and then when I click the same link, the differences that I just noticed, which is very interesting. There's been a change overnight, maybe, or maybe their AI summary just processed it differently, but this might be a show of bias manipulation, maybe, or I don't know. I don't know. Maybe people have been reporting on it, maybe things have been changing, or maybe it just redoes things depending on what's on the internet, which that could be, honestly, the more likely case. Especially if there's censorship of articles and people posting videos about this issue, because that's what all the AIs, for the most part, take from, is what's on the internet, and then internal data as well, and sometimes official data, depending on where the system's connected. All right. Excuse me. So real quick, to finish this, those murders are that are politically motivated by unknown or other ideologies are vanishingly small percentages. So this is in regards to left wing. I did forget. I need that other graph again. Or not the graph, but I believe he also has this here. Oh yeah. The definition for right-wing ideologies. So right-wingers are the second most common motivating ideology, accounting for 391 murders and 11% of the total. Significantly more compared to like the total when you look at the graphs. So let me add that in. I didn't realize I was on a second paragraph, but just to keep fair and consistent, I'll fix the size eventually. Boom. And lastly, we have, when I looked up data on politically motivated crimes, because I was wondering about just the crimes aspect, not so much the end goal, or not end goal, but, well, I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean. Not the most severe, but just in general. So when I looked it up yesterday, in the US, recent data on politically motivated crime points to an increase in threats and harassment, though the overall rate of deadly political violence remains relatively low. Research from institutions like the Bridging Divides Initiative, BDI, so we haven't even checked them out, but you can do that. The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, which I heard is also biased, but you're always going to have bias by the end of the day. But if you want, check the differences with all these and figure it out for yourself. At least you're looking into it. Because it's the best thing you can do instead of believing what people are just saying out there. Because if you get too far into it, then more of this shit happens. And that's not good. Right? And the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project shows that, these show that far-right extremism continues to drive the majority of extremist-related violence in the US. The report I just mentioned as well also suggests that. There's also been a rise in vigilantism, which goes against all sorts of communities, and that's been a problem. Persistent threats and harassment against public officials intensified in 2024 and are expected to continue in 2025. They have been. I think some of the numbers are even doubled since 2024. So, that's crazy. The dominance of far-right extremist killings. Again, what happened on September 10th, there was multiple incidents. There was one in Colorado as well. And there's been incidents already this year against people with far-right ideologies. So to get everything twisted is just not good. Especially if you believe the delusion, you're too far into Kool-Aid, man. And if you don't like the take, then, it's the truth. People don't like to hear the truth, but no matter which way you want to put it, even when I tried to give some sort of concession yesterday, I was wrong in the math that I was doing because I was taking a portion of the total against a portion of the not total and trying to. I wasn't doing the math right yesterday. It's just. But this is why you take the time to figure these things out. I wanted to figure out how much of a rise in left wing violence there was. And there is some. But I wouldn't want to consider it a 90% rise. It also depends on the time frame because we don't know from, I guess, 2016 or 2010, those numbers, but you see the totals. It's right there. Like, in total, for the past 50 years, left wing is not even at 100 for casualties, let alone crimes. Because I'm sure the crimes data is going to follow this pretty closely. It might be more or less one side or the other, but only slightly. But at the same time, when you simply just look at the threats too, it's bad. And that's why we need this sort of pushback. We need some sort of thinking. People need to learn how to fucking think and stop being so stupid. So I'm just gonna go off at this point. I think what's fucking me up too is my headphones. Because I hear myself lagging in my head and it's causing me to pause way more often than I need to. Oh my god. And it's just distracting me. Holy shit. But it's right here. And what I see with Google, I saw between what I have here and what I looked up after. So there's concerns of increase in Islamist violence. I mean, that's always been the case. You can check this out for yourself, kind of. Pause the video or whatever if you can read this. But, I mean, when you look it up now, and I want to see, there we go. Well, this is protest, wait. Overall protest in 2024 went down. No. Where was it? Hmm. Oh, this is anti-sovereign. I saw somewhere that yeah, whatever, just fuck it. Because there was something that I didn't even agree with where it said that like in the year 2024 there was no incidents from left-wing extremists. So I don't know. Oh, 2024 was also the deadliest year for police use of force since 2013. Holy shit. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. But I looked it up here and then I looked it up again here. So politically motivated violence since 2020, while physical political violence. So I think this is going after the report that I'm mentioning now. But yeah, this adds in the Cato Institute this time. The last one didn't. So things are changing on the internet, therefore your summaries are going to change, and that's where your bias is coming in. But yeah, spikes in threats. 2024 was at 9,500 threats against members of Congress. I've heard that's doubled. And then we also, again, analysis of terrorist attacks since 2020 points to right-wing extremism as the most common motivating ideology for fatalities. So, right there, rising in partisan motive. And you can be like, oh, I'm biased because AI, whatever. For one, Google's a search engine. This is going off of the same shit that you're going to be looking up anyways, for the most part. And you can just scroll down further and look shit up for yourself and figure it out. Hi, Trained. Um, But that's the thing. Like, you go to the comments on YouTube, and I see all these people saying, like, the worst and the worst shit. I mean, it's for granted, sure. And this is also another little thing, too, before I go. When you look through comments and stuff like that, sometimes people think that their comments get deleted. But no. Because I'll find the comment as well, the person that says it. But you can see right here that it says 48 comments, but I only have, like, not even 20. Right? And then it has my, like, I will reply. So, that's interesting. Sort by top comments. Newest first. When you switch to this, you get a lot more. Like, this wasn't showing. And it's great. It's great. You absolutely see these. Like, apparently I'm so fucking stupid. I mean, I get it. I mean, this is what your favorite streamers do anyways, you know? All they do is just go online and just say whatever dumb shit is coming out of their mouth without actually fucking looking anything up. It's the big game of telephone for you people, and you just don't get it. None of you can seriously step out of your bubbles, and this is what I'm trying to do, is to pressure that bubble and to push you out of it. This was the guy, by the way. Go back to sleep, little one. When you wake up, your ideology will be gone. Which that's dream of Asmon, stay mad. So you can say it's trolling, you can say it's whatever. I mean, bro, pointing what out? That my views might get me killed? Hopefully you don't end up in that position either. He's trying to quote me, and I don't know, like, when I say hopefully you don't end up in that position either, no, I'm genuinely being like, I would rather people not experience this. So this is the thing. People are so goddamn delusional. And this dude's so cooked. He's like, damn, I cooked you so hard you deleted my comment. What a fascist thing to do, don't you think? It's here. You just have to change the filter. And I tell him that too. So, 100% trolling you. The more you try and struggle, the more unhinged you look. Go back to sleep now, my gullible little lefty. And, you know, you're not proving anything, dude. You're just fucking stupid. Genuinely. Which you fed the algorithm, so it was great. Like you got me so many views. Wow. Holy shit. My most viewed video, it's the worst fucking take ever. Maybe this one's even worse, hopefully. We'll see. Anyway, stay tuned for more. This is Sparks saying peace. This is already fucking long enough. Go look shit up for yourself. Learn how to learn. Just stop being a fucking dumbass. Stop saying stupid shit. We got people in the government doing it. It's not okay, man. Just, oh my god. Do the right thing. You know, preserve existence.